I'd like to show you how to make your own encaustic paint or encaustic medium. Now, you don't have to make your own. There are plenty of resources out there and high quality products that you can buy ready-made encaustic medium and skip this altogether. But as an artist and as you continue to work with this material, you may find it more economical and more pleasurable as well, making your own paint. You have some control over the Damar to wax ratio, and you can really make it your own. We're going to start with the Damar. So encaustic medium is beeswax and Damar resin, also called Damar gum. And we're going to start with that because it has the higher melting point. The reason why we're introducing Damar resin into our medium is to elevate that overall melting temperature and give our paint medium a little more integrity. It will also make it shinier, clearer, and harder as it cures. We're going to start with the Damar, and we're going to start with our pan at a higher temperature than would be normally set for working with medium. The Damar requires a higher temperature, and I'm going to set my pot to 245. That's 245 degrees Fahrenheit, just to get my Damar to liquefy and soften. In order to get the benefits of Damar, you need a minimum of 10% Damar to wax ratio. I like to work at a 10 to 15% ratio of Damar to wax, so that's what we're going to make today. I'm going to start with my Damar. I'm going to put about a 1/4 cup of Damar per pound of beeswax. I'm going to put that in my pot first. And I'm going to be adding 3 pounds of beeswax. So I'm going to put in 3/4 cups worth of Damar. So you want to make sure that your Damar doesn't smoke, and so stay right on it, watch it carefully. You just want it to liquefy, and it'll become sort of taffy-like as it starts to liquefy. And then I'm going to introduce some beeswax. My preference is to use the 1 pound white cake beeswax. This is beeswax that's been filtered, and it's not really white, but it's called white refined. And I'll start by using one of these to kind of stir my Damar as it's coming to heat, kind of encourage it a little bit, help it liquefy a little faster. Then I'm going to turn my heat down to 200 degrees, which is my preferred working temperature, and introduce the rest of my wax. And we'll let this liquefy completely. And then I'll continue to stir it really well so that that Damar and the beeswax blend together and the Damar is evenly suspended within my beeswax. And then I'll have encaustic medium. So now our wax has completely melted and liquefied, and this is our batch of encaustic medium. From here, you can use this clear medium to prime your panel, and you can introduce color in various ways to make your colored paint, your pigmented paint. Now, when you make your own medium, because we're using natural materials, the Damar resin has a lot of organic debris in it. It has bits of bark and insects because it's a tree sap. Now, once we've liquefied that Damar, it releases all of that natural debris, and now it's settled to the bottom of the pot. So I have a way that you can filter this. You can run it through cheesecloth or use a paint filter that has a natural mesh. But my favorite way to do it is to actually pour my medium into a silicone mold. So I'm going to move my Damar now away. I'm going to bring my silicone mold in. And this is a baker's mold, so you can buy these at a baking store, a cooking store. You can get them online. It's silicone, so it's designed to go into your oven at up to 450 degrees, so it can take the heat of your molten wax. But the nice thing about the silicone is it's also designed to release whatever is inside of it. So once your wax cools, it'll pop right out. There's no need to bang it on the counter and pry it out like you would have to do with a metal baking pan. This is my preferred container when I'm ladling out my medium. So what I'll do is I'll ladle out medium, and I'll fill the molds one by one with my fresh molten medium. What happens is the little bits of bark and organic matter will settle down to the bottom. And so when this wax cools in the silicone, I will end up with a piece of wax with all that debris at the bottom. Then I can easily heat this up. Usually I can wick it with my torch. You can lay it on your hot plate or your skillet, and then just use your clay loop tool or another scraping tool and scrape away all of that debris. Now you can discard that, or if you want to be thrifty, you can remove all of that scraping, remelt it, pour it back into your mold again, and continue to do that until it just gets too dirty to salvage any longer, and then you can discard that. And this is the easiest way that I have found. Waste the least amount of wax. It's quick, you can do it quick and easy, and then you can remelt this, and there's your encaustic medium, ready to add color or use clear.